Yeah, just go ahead and sync.
3, 2, 1. All right.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to the Nerdvana podcast. I'm your host, Gianni.
I'm your host Terrell. Welcome back, guys. Second episode.
Yeah, episode number 2. Everybody knows sequel's better than the original.
Always.
Yeah. Speaking of sequels, the latest game to drop recently is Hellblade 2. I mean, you wouldn't know it dropped because Microsoft sucks at advertising, but Hellblade 2, Senua Saga,
Yeah, we talked about this in
finally.
the last week's episode
Yeah,
about it. It finally dropped to what I'm hearing very lukewarm reviews. What do you, I haven't played. I haven't finished the first one yet. What you've played some of the second one. What do you think?
yeah. I played it for about like an hour and a half today before
Okay.
we hopped on the podcast. I mean, here's the thing, right? I feel like people that don't if you don't like the first one, you're not gonna like the second one. That's just straight up. It
That
doesn't
is true.
it's not like a Helldivers 2 to Helldivers 1. It's not like a complete like a complete overhaul of the game mechanics, a complete overhaul of the way the game works.
Okay.
It's still very much a the game formula is still pretty much the same.
Mm.
It hasn't really changed that much, but it is obviously the graphics huge overhaul.
So you're telling me
Even
because I played some of the first one, this the kind of just boring fighting mechanics is the exact same,
I would say that the fighting mechanics are a lot more cinematic, if that makes sense. The enemy types. I mean, here's the thing,
but it
right? Like,
still hits square to hit and hit a circle to dodge. That's all it is essentially.
essentially, yeah. So, like,
Uh,
here's my thing about the first one. That's why I can't ever give it like a really high score, even though I love the first one. It's because the gameplay is pretty lukewarm. Like, it's
yeah,
not. But to me, like, that's not what you play this game for.
it's
You
for
play
the
this
story
game for the narrative. Exactly.
narrative.
I always described Hellblade as like an experience. It's not a
And is it a worthwhile narrative for you right now at the moment?
100%. Like, here's the
Okay.
thing. Like, the reason the first game was so good and why it got so many good reviews is that the whole psychosis of
Yeah.
Senua, the main character, and the way they use the voices in her head
Mm.
to sort of like progress the story and to add context and to like give what's the word exposition. Like, it's
Was
so
very
good.
unique.
Like,
Was very
it's very
unique.
unique. I don't think I've ever seen a game do this. And
It
at
was
the
first of its
time,
kind,
yeah,
definitely.
when it first came out in 2017, like it was really interesting. And like I played it way after. I played like 2019, I think, and like it
I
was
tried
amazing.
playing it when it first came out, but I at one point I just stopped and I never returned to it. But I'm definitely gonna. I've been wanting to redo it because you say what the ending is like a 10 out of 10 type
I would
shit.
say the way again, like sure, the gameplay is still, you know, square triangles, your light and heavy attack, block, dodge.
Okay,
But I
well,
would just say that the way it's implemented is a lot better in the sequel. Whereas in the first one, it's kind of these just generic like hell enemies because you're in hell, like HEL, like you're in the actual like realm of hell. And
I've
it's kind
been
of like these just
huh, I've been on TikTok and the reviewers and everything, and people were complaining a lot about saying, yeah, the gameplay mechanics are practically exactly the same, and a lot of people for some reason are saying, oh, it's practically a walking simulator. But they say that in a way if it's like a negative term. Like I don't know why people still have this negative view of about walking simulators. Walking simulators are fucking phenomenal games.
yeah. Didn't Firewatch get like? Isn't that like one of the biggest walking? Didn't that get like a huge like
Oh yeah,
9 out of
Firewatch is
ten
yeah, one of
score?
the most popular. Yeah, it won a lot of awards. It did. It did.
The one you love, the Edith Finch one.
Well, a Firewatch. I think Angry Joe rated Firewatch's game of the year, I believe. But one of my top 10 games of all time, yeah. What Remains of Eden Finch, fucking fun. Everyone needs to play it. Listen to me, guys. You guys all need to play fucking What Remains of Eden Finch. It is a fucking when it comes to story, it's one of my favorite stories. Again, one of my top 10 games of all time. What
And
Remains
here's
of
my
Eden
thing,
Finch.
right? Like narrative games have a place in gaming.
Yeah.
Like gaming can be so many things. That's kind of why like it kind of bothers me because I understand where like the hate could come for this game, or like the negativity could be like, oh, well, it's not God of War, you know, because it's in like that Norse mythology universe,
Yeah.
so it'll probably get compared a lot to God of War.
Well, obviously, that's
Maybe the
unavoidable.
gruesome style of it can be compared to Elden Ring or something, but it's never been those kind of games. It's strictly narrative. It's a narrative. I mean, I would say it is a glorified walking simulator with combat in it and puzzles.
Yeah, but
But
a
to
walking simulator is a good in a good way, like not in a negative way. With how
It's an
everyone else is
experience.
saying.
That's what I
Yeah,
said about the first one. The first one and
definitely.
the second one, as for much of I played of the second one, it is very much more of an experience than it is like a video game. Like you're
Mm.
not, harder bosses and stuff. Like there is like
Is
stuff
it
in it.
open world, or is it still kind of just moving on to one space to the next space, or is it open world?
So I've only played like an hour. It's not open world. No,
Okay,
no, no. It's
okay,
just like the original game. It's fairly linear.
okay.
But whereas I would say the first game is very much, because it's kind of hard to explain because like Hellblade 1
It's
is
an odd
in
game. It's odd.
Well, yeah, it's in hell. So you're facing a lot of mythical creatures, but like it's also like in this game I would say it's more like real, if that makes sense, because you're fighting humans. Like you're not fighting creatures or
Okay, so
like
you're fighting
hell demons.
God
You're fighting
people.
like
Okay.
you're fighting the Northmen, is what they
Oh,
call them. The Northmen. Like you're
okay.
fighting Vikings and shit.
Interesting.
So the story is more grounded in reality than the first game is, from what I can
Yeah,
tell.
but by the
But
screenshots, this shit looks wacky as hell. I
I
don't.
was about to
This is
say,
some.
don't
Yeah,
get it twisted
this
because
is
again,
crazy ass shit.
the way they play with her psychosis creates all that shit. It
Okay.
creates all that weird, out of place. Like, my guy, if you thought the first game was dreadful,
It
and like
was
terms, this game is like it doesn't that
more.
has not gone away. It's not more, but
Okay.
it's there. It's
Yeah,
still
yeah.
there. Like the
Depressing ass game.
I love the way they have used the voices in her head. Like it's such a great like showing of like you'll get, discouragement, but you'll get
Right, right.
encouragement. Like, oh, you can do it. But then another
Yeah.
voice would be like, no, you're fucking stupid. Don't do this. Don't do this. And then out of nowhere, you'll just get like this ear rape of like one voice just screaming in panic, like run, 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 or some shit. And it's like,
Apparently, that's how it actually is. From like what I
yeah,
hear, like there's a guy, an artist on TikTok. He makes art about his visions and hallucinations, and he says there's literally personalities to them. So the fact that they have that in this game is like really, like again, amazing. It also helps the narrative. Apparently,
yeah. And I mean, the main actress herself, I want to credit her because she won a
she never did any acting roles before the first game.
that is
Like what?
that is so beyond me that she is because she won the award her first time ever doing it.
Yeah.
She was a motion capture artist originally, and she was doing the mocap for the first game, and they eventually just went with her as the main actress because she was doing such a
Was she
good
the
job.
mocap?
Her name was
I thought she was literally just an assistant in the office, and she just happened. They asked her to do an audition for a role. I thought that was the story.
maybe
Uh,
that might be the story. Either way, she was just an employee at Ninja Theory. Like she wasn't
yeah,
like an actress.
she was not an
Her
actress at
name is
all.
Yeah, Milena. I'm gonna butcher this last name, but Milena Jurgens.
Yeah, 'cause they're
Jurgens.
from the company's from where
I think it's from Norway or something. I don't
Norway.
know. I'm being so like racist right now. I have no idea. I'm just assuming because it's the game set in there. That's where they're from. But
Well,
uh
the game studio is called Ninja Theory.
yeah. It's like I think it's some European country.
All right.
But she's phenomenal. Like Melina Rodriguez, I mean, she killed it in the first game. Like
Mm.
her performance alone carries every game. Carries this game, it carries the first game. Like if they had gotten like I couldn't imagine anyone else playing Senua. Like cuz she not only voices Senua, she voices a lot of the voices in her head.
Oh, for real? I
Like
didn't even know that. That's
yeah. She doesn't
dope.
just
That's
voice
dope.
Senua, she voices a lot of the voices in her head. And I figured this out too. I mean, there are different voices from different voice actors because you don't just hear the voices in her head. You also hear voices from other characters in her
Yeah.
past life.
Okay.
So, but most of those voices are her. And
How
so when I
long was
found
the
that out,
first
I'm like,
game? How long was the
I
first
would
game?
say roughly 7 hours of gameplay.
7 hours. Okay.
From what I've seen, this game is similar. I mean, I'm only
I
an
heard it
hour
was.
into it.
I heard it was on the shorter side. This one, like 5 hours, from what I
I mean, it
hear.
could be. It could be. I mean, but
I
here's
mean,
the thing,
if it's an
right?
enjoyable 5 hours, what does it matter, right?
Here's what I'm gonna say. It's on Game Pass. So if you have Game Pass, there's no excuse not to play this game. The first and the second one are both on Game Pass. Um, yeah, I mean it's phenomenal. Like it's an experience. If you want an experience, that's what I'm trying to sell this on. Because it's not saying if you go into this thing and oh, it's a video game, you're gonna
Yeah.
be. I feel like you're gonna be expecting God of War, and you're not
Yeah,
gonna be
people are
as
thinking like, oh
fulfilled. But
yeah,
if
I
you go
can
into this like
character build her and make her different elements and like equip different stuff. It's not like that.
yeah,
No.
it's not an RPG. It's a linear narrative. I think if you were to buy it not on Game Pass, it's only $40. I mean,
I mean, it's on
to
Game
me,
Pass,
like
like you
that's
said.
worth it. Yeah, yeah, it's on Game Pass. I'm
On
just saying,
Game
if you
Pass,
don't have Game
so
Pass, it's only $40. I mean, it's an experience. Like as I'm the first one is like I said, there's puzzles and shit. The last hour and a half of that game, again, the way Ninja Theory ties their stories together is almost like a really good A24 film. Like it's almost like a really good movie. Like so that's why I can't really say anything bad about it because while yes, the gameplay is kind of bare bones and why yes, I mean like the shit is not as what's the term? What's the term? Innovative like from the first one. Like it's still fine. The
all
same
right.
thing with Last of Us 1 and part 1 and part 2, the way they didn't really innovate that much, but it's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like I'm not one of those people that need a whole overhaul. I mean that's a different game, but I'm just saying like I wasn't going into expecting, oh, that's gonna be fucking open world. I'm gonna have horses and shit. Like it's gonna, you know what I mean? Like I wasn't going into it expecting that.
Well,
So maybe that's why I'm loving it so far.
I mean, it seems like most of the people that are playing the second one have played the first one, so I'm not sure why their expectations seem to be so warped about it. I don't know.
I
Doesn't really
guess
make
because
much sense
seven
to me.
years,
Oh,
it
it's been
has been
7 years.
7 years since the last one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
2017 it came
7 years.
out.
Okay,
So
well,
7 years, I feel like I can give people some expectations of like what to expect after waiting that long. But I
especially
mean, for
since
me, it's like I
Xbox is
wanted,
backing them now. Xbox is backing them up, so
but the
bigger
way the
budget.
first game ended, I didn't expect like. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think it was gonna have a sequel to
Hey,
begin with.
hey,
The way
calm
the
down,
first one
man.
ends
Calm.
is, I'm just saying it's not super
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah,
oh,
yeah.
sequel baiting.
Yeah, it's not sequel
So
baiting.
when they announced the sequel, I was excited. And so far from playing it, it's really cool. One thing they do have in this game that was not in the first game as much is you actually have other people to bounce off of. Like that is something I should mention. The first one is a very isolated
It
story. You're very
is.
alone.
You very
You're
are.
still alone a lot and yeah, you're still alone a lot in this game from what I've played, but it's still like there's other humans
All
to talk
right.
to, not just Senua herself. So I mean that is something they have changed up, but the first one I would give a solid 8. I mean, if you're looking at it from a narrative perspective, I mean, one could say it's like almost a 10 in that aspect because the narrative itself is really good. But,
It's a
obviously
very
when you
yeah,
factor in the
yeah. I mean,
gameplay,
it's a good walking simulator. In a good way. People need to really stop putting such a negative connotation about that. I mean, people put that
I
on the
think
what's it, the first ever AAA walking sim, Death Stranding. People give that game
yeah,
a
I
lot
mean,
of flack because oh it's so boring. It's literally this that, but it's like people just don't understand the art of it. Okay, Hideo Kojima is a fucking genius. All right, people need to understand that.
I would say that there are bad ways to do walking simulators and there are good ways to do them. And the good way to do it is by tying in a really good narrative and a really good art style or a really good. It's very the thing
What
about
do
they're
you?
supposed to be immersive, and this game is immersive. You get
Mm,
especially with the 3D audio,
yeah,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
voices and shit. Like you get very immersed into this game very fast. So like to me, that's something that really helps it. Whereas like in games like Death Stranding, you have not only just walking, but you have other things to worry about, like the terrain, how much load you're carrying, how
Yeah,
balanced you are.
the
Like
fucking
it,
enemies. Yeah, the
yeah, there are
mules,
things they could have
the
done to make it more
BTs.
boring,
Yeah,
but instead they nitpicked and like put things in place to keep you thinking about stuff. I mean,
again,
I'm
one
not a
more
Death
bits of
Stranding
either.
fan.
What really? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. That game is phenomenal. Like it is. The story is a bit more digestible than Metal Gear, and I feel like the message because Metal Gear is obviously a jab to the military industrial complex. Like, oh yeah, war is bad, so let's make fun of how crazy and how let's make it as goofy as possible to poke fun at it. Whereas Death Stranding, it's more about uh, having lost or having all your connections severed from the world and rebuilding that connection and like opening yourself up to feelings and people. I think that's why I like Death Stranding a bit more than
Yeah, it's a game for
Metal Gear.
introverts.
Yeah, I guess so. It's like an introvert trying to
I
an introvert trying to open up to the world type shit.
mean, the main character is Norman Reedus. I mean,
Yeah.
he's kind of typecast now
And
ever
he has that
since
phobia, the phobia of touching people, whatever it is. I don't
yeah,
know what that is. But yeah,
yeah.
Call of Cthulhu is also a good walking sim. I think we all have like what's it all happened to the fuck? We all something rapture. That shit was ass. I can't even remember the fucking name
I
of
know
the
what you're talking
game.
about through the eight, like the 6-bit, like the 8-bit, like
No, I think
the
it's literally
little.
everyone's gone to the rapture. I think that's what it's called.
I mean, Limbo, the sequel they made, the one they made after Limbo. Fuck, I forget a lot of these fucking names of these games. Well, again, they're mostly old.
Yeah,
Like they're
everyone's
really,
gone to the rapture. It's not that's bad. It's not that good.
yeah. There's a lot of games that are like walking sims that are pretty old. But again, I'm somebody that loves like quantum dreams kind of games, like Heavy Rain,
Oh,
Beyond Two
Heavy
Souls,
Rain.
Detroit
Yeah,
Become Human. Like I love games where like the gameplay isn't much, but the story is what you're there for. Like I'm a
those
story
games be
person. Like I love
stressing
all
me
the
the
Telltale
fuck out.
games. Yeah, I love like Telltale games. Like I like just going along for the ride and enjoying a good story because it
What's your
ties into like I also
favorite
like
Telltale?
honestly
Your
like I
favorite
think because
Telltale?
I've played the Walking Dead one is so long. Like, I have to give it to this so long.
It
It's
is
like four
that
different games.
it is literally their magnus opus. It is, but I would have to give
Cause
it to the
like
Wolf Among Us. That's my personal favorite. The Wolf Among Us is
I mean,
such a fucking what a noir detective. I just love it.
with like fairy tale creatures and shit. I think.
Exactly. Yeah, the big bad wolf and all that. They're coming out with a second one. It looks pretty good after
Yeah,
damn near 12 years. So that's I'll play
my
that.
thing with the Walking Dead game, I remember it starts off like season. It's so weird from where it starts to where it ends
It
because
yeah
does become the main character,
yeah.
and I think it's 4 games.
But like it
Pretty sure.
spans like Clementine from 6 years old to what 20 years old, right? It's like a long time.
No, she never
No,
gets that old. She
no.
gets to like I think 15. She never gets that old.
Oh, I thought
She's
like she
not.
had
She's
the
not that. She's
baby
not
and
that.
then
She's not that. She's not that young in the first game, my guy. She's like 11.
yeah, but then during like the third, fourth one, she has a baby, and then in the next one, the
That's
baby's
not. But
literally a kid, like a
That's not her
walking, talking
baby
kid.
though.
It's not her
It's not.
baby, but I'm saying like she had the
I
kid
th-
of the black kids,
Yeah, AJ. I think he only
AJ.
gets. I think he's only 5 or 6.
I mean, shit, and then she's fucking. I mean,
I think she gets to like
close to
18.
20.
Yeah, 18. I mean, I guess so. Yeah. My thing about it is, it's 4 games, I think, because the first, second, and then they had a third one where it was just a different character, but then Clementine gets introduced midway through that season,
Really?
and
That's
then
odd.
yeah, and then the fourth one is all straight Clementine,
Okay,
and
good.
that one. That was such a weird time for me because that's one where you know how Telltale's episodically, so it's episode 1,
Oh
wait a month,
yeah,
episode 2.
yeah.
After episode 2, the company shut down.
Really?
Telltale Games,
I
yeah,
do remember them shutting down.
Telltale Games shut down.
Yeah, yeah, I do
So like
remember.
I was sitting here in limbo for months, like 4 or 5 months, like we're never gonna see the conclusion to her story. And it's like it's such a weird thing I've never thought about because
Even though you paid for the whole package, you still
exactly, it's something I never really thought about. Like
no. That mean
the
yeah.
company can just go bankrupt and go
In the
underground
middle, yeah.
in the middle of a game. Like that's so wild. But then again, Skybound picked it up, completed the game, and you got to see the conclusion of her story. And it is a really good one.
All right.
It really ties back to her, where she was with Lee in the first season.
Okay.
So, but outside of that, the Batman games are actually really good. The Telltale Batman
I played
games,
the first one.
the
Played the
second
first
one
one.
is pretty cool from what they do with Joker and how you can mold Joker into a more of a villain slash vigilante. It's pretty cool. I fuck
Okay,
with it. I
interesting.
fuck with the approach they did with Joker in the sequel because he is kind of like the main character, like not the main character, like the main like companion slash villain to Batman. Whereas the first one was Two Face, I think.
Oh, I thought it was Catwoman in the first one. Am I bugging
Well,
out?
no, Catwoman's in the first one.
Okay,
She's
she
also in the second
was.
one too. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Borderlands is actually really good. Tales from the Borderlands, shockingly,
That's like
is
probably
like
the least known one out of all the Telltale games, I
I
would
would say
say.
that in Game of Thrones are pretty
Oh my
well
god,
like
yeah, never mind. Game of
yeah,
Thrones. I completely
that's
forgot about that one.
yeah. So because again, there's really not much you can do with the IP without
I
ruining the
heard it
main
was very
story.
underwhelming, anyways.
It has to be because you can't
Yeah.
fuck with the main story. You can't fuck with the actual. Whereas Tales from the Borderlands, it's such a huge universe. You can tell these big stories without actually affecting canon.
And some of the characters actually showed up in Borderlands 3. if I recall, right?
Some of the characters from the original Borderlands die in Tales from the Borderlands.
Oh, okay.
Some of the side characters that like you run into in Borderlands are in Tales from the Borderlands and they die. So when I saw that, and dude, the score, dude, freaking James Blake Retrograde is in that game.
There's
There are
no
so many
way. What?
swear to on my swear the score, the music for that game is great. I think that's why it's low key, might be my favorite. The ending
Favorite.
kind of fumbled it for me, but I would say the way it starts off is not that cool. But then as it gets progressively crazier and crazier and
Yeah.
crazier, it reminds me a lot of Good Times in the sense that it just keeps building and building and building and building and building and it doesn't stop.
Okay.
And so you get to like until you become like you are in the actual main games. Like you're like this guy on this big adventure because you just start off as a normal guy who gets caught up in some fucked up situation gone wrong and it just builds until you're like legit like it's a good character arc that the main character I forget his again I played that game so long ago but like from what
Okay.
I remember really good things about it. I remember really liking it and being surprised.
Hmm.
But yeah, but speaking of other games that are coming out, what do you think about
What?
what do you, what do you think about Star Wars Outlaws? That's a
Star Wars Outlaws. I think it is crazy. They have like four different ways you can buy the game, and they haven't even shown a gameplay trailer yet. I think.
that's modern gaming, Troy. What are you talking about?
Fucking Ubisoft, surprise, surprise, the fucking villain of this fucking generation, has, let me see, yeah, four different price points. So the standard, $70, because I guess every game is $70 now. The gold edition is 3-day early access, season pass to a single player game. I guess you need a season pass to a single player game, and a pre-order bonus. Cool, I guess. And then there's the $130 edition. Again, 3-day early access for a single player game, season pass, and you get a digital art book. So, what, a bunch of JPEG images and a fucking scooter bundle and this fucking exclusive fucking in-game clothing for $130. And then the last option is the premium membership, Ubisoft Plus. It's $18 a month. You can get it on day one. Yeah, they have a new every gaming system and pass. Everyone has a pass now. Xbox Pass,
I know EA
PlayStation
has
Pass,
one.
EA Pass, Ubisoft Pass, fucking what else Pass? Epic Pass, Pass this, Pass that. It's like everywhere. That's what it is now. Modern day gaming.
That's modern day gaming for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that I don't know if they're taking it down, but there was an exclusive quest, right? If you pay an extra something
Yeah.
dollars,
Yeah.
you get an exclusive quest, which to me is like it's I guess okay, who cares if like the quest isn't that interesting? It's the principle.
Yeah.
You're locking away content,
Oh, you know what?
but
Never mind. They did show a gameplay trailer. Actually, yeah, it's pretty lame. I don't know. Like it looks underwhelming. It's literally a Star Wars, a universe with lightsabers and the Force. You choose a regular old bounty hunter with a pistol. Like I
I
don't
thought
know. Maybe I don't know.
some people, I mean, not for nothing, we're some of the few people that actually like the Solo movie. I mean,
That is
sometimes
true. I'll say that.
those adventures can work because it's still blasters and spaceships and shit. It just sucks it has to be in the Star Wars universe. Like you can't create a new IP.
And also during the same time frame, like it's nowhere, like it's always in between, like what, episode 3 and 4 or somewhere, like it's never like anywhere interesting. Honestly, it's the same 20 years. Disney can't get out that 20 to 30 year time frame. Disney cannot get out of it. I don't know
Which
why.
you talking about the between the first and the ninth movie, right?
Yeah, because that's what.
Well,
Yeah.
well, we could talk about what Disney Plus is doing
Oh
with
yeah,
that
Star Wars Acolyte.
Star Wars Acolyte, which does take place
200 years before anything. So during the
before.
High Republic era of Star Wars, which is technically, it used to be a what's it called, a red, not retcon, canon. It was non-canon, but now it's canon, and it's that looks interesting, but at the same time, I don't know. The cast is kind of stacked. I think they had the guy from Squid Games in there, the main character from Squid Games. Lee, I don't know what his last name was. But it's a lot of it's going to be the most amount of Jedi's we probably have ever seen. Well, maybe other than Clone Wars, it's going to be a lot of Jedi's on here. It's a Jedi murderer, right? That's what the plot synopsis is about. It's about
Something like that.
Jedi's
Yeah,
hunting
yeah,
down
yeah.
like someone that's killing the Jedi's.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
It's coming out June the 4th.
I mean, you've said on multiple occasions, in person and other places, that Disney cannot handle the Old Republic.
I would like for Disney to stay away from Darth Revan and any of the Old Republic stuff. Yes, that's
You don't
strongly
want
believe.
Keanu Reeves casted as Darth Revan. You don't want that fan casting. You don't think that fan casting can. You don't think that can work. I
Listen,
mean,
listen,
bro,
listen.
look at all these.
I love Keanu Reeves to death. Okay, John Wick was it 4? John Wick 4 is probably one of the greatest top 3 action movies of all time. But no, I do not think Keanu Reeves can pull off a Darth Revan. I don't think so. I'm sorry.
I don't think Disney can pull off Darth Revan, let
No,
alone fucking
no,
Keanu Reeves. I mean,
no.
that's like a dark story, bro. That's like
They need to
the
understand like the war between the Sith and Jedi during the Old Republic was brutal. Like it has to
yeah.
be rated R. It's not this whimsical fairy tale what the Skywalker story is. It's not that. It's
It's
not
not
a
an action
yeah.
adventure. I mean, if not for nothing, like
It's
Disney
war.
waters, they like to water down a lot of things. I mean, if not for nothing, Attack of the Clones, that's like I think one of the largest mass murdering of like Padawans like ever is like that battle on Geonosis was like one of the most like I
Was
think in canon.
one of the biggest losses of in the Jedi in recent time.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and
Before
that's something
execute
that's
Order 66.
that's not really something
Yeah.
that's ever talked about that Anakin survived that. That's something that like people like Star Wars Theory, like other Star Wars fan channels love to talk about. It's like, oh, that battle on Geonosis like changed Anakin because like that's like so many Padawans died. Like a lot of Jedi died
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Geonosis, and like he lived from that. So like it's something that I think Disney never ever handles well, to be honest. Not even
What
just
is
the Star
that?
Wars IP. War. I don't think they ever like really. I mean, they fucked up Finn's whole character arc about him being a child soldier and like they just fucked up. They never.
It's
To me, I
so
just.
crazy how well the Force Awakens set off things. Like it started so many good plot points, so many good plot points, and Ryan Johnson just spat in every single one of them. He threw the entire fucking thing out the window. It is
Yeah, but I
crazy.
mean, when you as a company you let somebody do that. I mean,
Yeah,
you
Kathleen
can
Kennedy.
blame
Yeah.
you can only blame him so much. Like if it's not, it's like if a manager, if an employee does something to the company, you're not gonna blame the employee. You're gonna blame the boss.
Yeah,
So
I don't
it's
know why
like.
Kathleen Kennedy allowed him to practically dump everything that Ryan what's it called? What's his other name?
J.J.
JJ
Abrams.
Abrams wrote down. I really don't know why. They threw everything out the window.
Because if not for nothing, like, because I've always said, like, why don't you just sign J.J. Abrams to all three movies? But if not for nothing, trilogies have been done with different directors and have been pretty well,
I
to
don't
be
know.
honest.
JJ
Like,
Abrams did not want to do the any after the first one. He had a movie,
yeah,
but they paid him a shit ton to come back for
fix it, fix
Yeah,
it, fix it all,
yeah,
fix it. They hit the
Rise of
panic button.
Skywalker. Yeah, they gave him a shit ton of money just to come back. So
And
it's
I
like, all right,
think
fair enough.
somehow Palpatine's returned.
Somehow, guys, Palpatine has returned,
He's risen from the dead.
and he has a fucking clone army that can destroy every fucking thing. Each fucking
Yeah.
what was it? Each Star
Star
Cruiser,
Destroyer can destroy a whole
yeah,
planet or
planet.
some
It was
shit.
each of them
Yeah.
was a Death Star. Okay, yeah.
I
Anyways,
think,
yeah.
but I think trilogies have done that with different directors and have kind of. I mean, it's not for nothing. The original trilogy is same writer but different directors. I mean, George Lucas directed and written the first one, A New Hope, but after that it was different directors. But he wrote
Oh,
all three. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
oh,
it
okay,
was different directors, but he wrote all three of them.
okay, okay, okay.
So it just shows when you get a consistent writer, it doesn't matter who's really directing it. The writer still determines what
Bro, it's
happens.
literally not even that. It's something as simple as if everyone in a room just communicates to each other. That's all it takes. It's just a little bit of communication here and there. And Disney was like, you know what? We're gonna wing it for every single one and kind of loosely tie each of them together. And yep, you know what? That's it. But I mean, speaking of fucking Disney and rated R, and trilogies,
Good
Deadpool and
segue.
Wolverine
Yeah, it's so weird, man. It's so weird. This is gonna be their
coming
first rated R.
July 26th.
This is the first rated R project,
Yeah,
right? And
Deadpool in the Marvel universe. He is officially Marvel Jesus. Marvel
surprise,
Jesus is coming.
surprise, they used the television people or whatever the fuck they were from Loki
Loki, the
to
TVA, the TBA,
TB something like that.
something.
TV, I think is
Yeah,
the word. Yeah.
yeah.
multiverse shit. Same thing.
That's how they. That's how they brought back Wolverine, because this Wolverine is from a universe he didn't save. So that's like, okay. So he's
Yeah.
not technically Logan, even though it's like kind of
It
takes
doesn't bother me.
away.
It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't though. Here's my. It doesn't. It doesn't because that's like.
I
How
mean, it
do I say
doesn't
this?
bother me, but it's something that's always going to be in the back thought of my head. I'm not lying to you. It's like, oh well, well, kind of hits
Because
the impact
it's
of
never really
Logan.
happened before, so it's kind of hard to say like it doesn't really matter. But like, Logan came out 2017, 18. So it's like
2017.
6, 7 years. So it's like, I mean, okay, like that story ended. Like that version of Logan, like I mean, here's the thing: if they just bring back Wolverine, okay, whatever. But it's like it's not just if they bring back because if not for nothing, a character who also got wrapped up in that movie wasn't just Logan; it was
Ooh.
also Professor X.
Oh yes, yeah, you're
So
right.
like,
You're
if
right.
they don't bring back Patrick Stewart, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like to me, that movie was just as much about Logan as it was about Charles Xavier. Like
Oh yeah, definitely.
they're back and forth. Like that's what carried that movie for me. And then obviously when Charles' story wraps up, and Logan has to. The movie only goes on for like 30 more minutes, and then it's over. So like
It really, yeah, it does. The his ending kicks off the third act.
the
You're
last
right.
act,
Yeah, you're
yeah.
right.
So it's
You're right.
like as much as I want to
So
complain that they threw a bunch of fucking money at fuck, what's his name? I'm blanking right now. They
who
just threw a bunch of money.
Hugh
The
Jackman?
Wolverine, the actor.
Yeah, Hugh
No, no,
Jackman.
yeah, Hugh Jackman. As much as I want to fucking be mad that they just threw a bunch of money at him, like, hey, yo, be Wolverine again, be Wolverine again. It's like Logan concluded the Wolverine that we all know from all those movies, and not only concluded him, it concluded his relationship with Charles Xavier, and their whole dynamic and their whole story. And
That's what I
like,
thought too, but he's coming back for this. Which again, I don't mind. I mean, again, Deadpool's always been a solid. I would say each movie's been solid enough. I haven't watched. I watched the second one twice. I watched the first one like maybe twice, but again, I haven't watched them since years. So
I would like to go back and see how well the humor holds up
I'm
because
kind of. That's why I'm kind of nervous. I don't think it will. I don't know if I will enjoy it as much. I really don't. Especially the first one, 2016. Like I was fucking with like 16 years old when I watched it. I was laughing my
yeah,
ass off. Like I don't
say
know.
the story in Deadpool 2 is a lot better
That's
than
what
the
I
first
thought too,
one.
right? Like Deadpool is kind of like
Like
a boring story, to be honest.
yeah, the first one is
It's kind
pretty
of
mid. I'm
boring.
not gonna
Yeah.
lie, it's a pretty mid story because it's just a basic revenge film with like banter and humor, and it's like it's cool to see
Mm.
characters like Colossus and Super Mega Sonic Teenage Warhead, whatever the
Warhead,
fuck her
yeah,
name
super
is.
mega tennis foot.
But
Yeah.
again, the villains kind of like again the sequel though brought Cable, which is like when we think of
Cable, he
Deadpool,
was
we think of
dope. He
Cable,
was
and it was
dope.
played by
More of
uh
Domino too.
the guy who played Thanos. What
Josh
the fuck's his
Brolin.
name? Josh Brolin.
You are
I'm
blanking
I'm
right
blanking
now.
on
Yeah,
names right now.
Josh Brolin.
Yeah, and it's like that story was all about giving second chances. It was very like Men in Black, and it's like, yo, this person's gonna become evil. I have to kill him.
Yeah,
And Deadpool's like, no, I believe this kid can be good.
can
And
he
so
do
it's
better?
like,
Yeah.
yeah, and so that whole thing was about forgiveness and growth. So I feel like that story worked, but I don't know where they could go. I feel like his story like wrapped up in that movie. Is that crazy to say? Like,
Deadpool? No, I don't think so. No. I don't.
I feel
Nah,
like
I don't.
he let go of his girlfriend who dies in the beginning of that movie. Spoiler alert, but like I feel like he went on a character arc in that movie. And it's like, what character arc can he go on now? He's just bouncing between multiverses now. Again,
But guys,
it's kind of
that's the
this.
point of Deadpool 3. Like he found a universe where all his family members are alive, and he was living there. That's how the TBA found him, and now he has to do this mission in order to be able to live there because he's a variant himself. That's
Okay,
why.
fair
So
point.
it's like, yeah, it makes
Okay,
sense. It makes sense to me. If I don't see this being his last one, to be honest, but we'll probably have to wait
I,
even longer for the next one, probably.
man, I can only take so much of his fucking.
Exactly,
He's a
Ryan
he's
Reynolds.
yeah
Uh,
he's funny, but like it's his humor. Ryan Reynolds' humor is very central to him. It's his voice. It's the way he articulates himself. It's the way he delivers punchlines.
the look at the
It's not just.
camera. It's
It's not
very
even just the breaking of the fourth wall, which Deadpool does all the time. But it's like he does that in every fucking movie he's in.
literally.
Like it's not even in Blade.
Yeah, in
Like
Blade
it's
3,
just
that's he was literally just Deadpool in Blade 3.
yeah. So it's like I'm looking. I'm gonna probably watch it. I mean, I
No,
don't care.
obviously.
It's.
I'm gonna keep it real. The trailer, that shit looks lit as fuck. It looks good. So I'm hyped. I'm gonna watch
I'm
it.
very curious to see how much Kevin Feige and Marvel let him go off. I feel like they did,
It's rated
But
R. I mean, I don't think
man, you know
it's
what
rated
that
R.
means, bro. If they can let him be rated, they have to let Blade be rated R. Like they have to.
My guy
It's a
Blade is like on the third rewrite script, and fucking Mashar Ali, the fucking guy
yeah,
that
he's trying to
he's already he's
leave.
trying to
That
leave.
sucks,
My guy,
dude. That
it's because
sucks.
they did not want to let Blade be rated R. So
That's so dumb.
it
That's
is, it
so
is.
dumb. When are people gonna realize that rated R superhero movies fucking kick ass? The Suicide Squad
One of my
by
favorite movies of all
by James
time.
Gunn is like their one of the DCU is like arguably their best movie in the DCU.
If you don't, I don't include what's it called, Zack Snyder's Justice League. I don't include that in the DCU. I include
Because
that
that was
in
not even
yeah.
supposed to be a part of
I
it. Yeah, yeah,
Loki,
yeah.
to me, that's an Elseworld story. So
Yeah.
besides that, I will say Suicide Squad's in like top three, maybe top two DC films.
It's
It
their
is
best
so good.
one.
Yeah, it
It's
might
probably
be
their. It's probably
honestly.
because what's their competition?
Yeah,
Aquaman.
I have a fucking
Aqu-
movie poster in the back. I'm gonna end up hanging one day when I get the frames. It's gonna be dope, so dope.
like Aquaman was a fun adventure, but like the Suicide Squad is a genuinely like good movie from
Aquaman
like
is dope
every.
too. Yeah, I love
Yeah,
Aquaman.
yeah. The first, with the don't even, the second one. I don't
Oh,
think
I've
anybody watched the
no
second
one
one.
watched the
Yeah,
second one, bro.
I think that's
One of the movies was fucking what's his name, Jason Momoa was making TikTok dances because they were so desperate for fucking making advertisements. They were doing TikTok dances on TikTok.
that was one of
It
these.
was so
That's probably the
sad. It was
saddest
so
ending.
sad,
That's the saddest ending to a universe.
and that sucks because the first one was so good.
It's
It
a
was
fun
so
movie. If you
good.
haven't seen Aquaman, watch it. It's a fun movie. If not for nothing, I remember I think Cosmonaut Variety Hour put it perfectly where he's like picking it apart and he's like, God damn it, I love this movie. Like it's like you want to you there's so many tropes in it. There's so many like things you can nitpick, but in the end of the day, it's a good time. You will watch it thinking, okay, that was a good time. It's
That's the
like
thing. Me off of Rip, first watch, I liked it. I was like, yo, this is a good ass movie. I fuck
I
with it.
think I
I
gave it
fuck
like a
fuck with
solid
Max.
eight,
Yeah,
seven.
Black
Yeah, like
Manta.
it's
He was a good villain. He had good
motivations. Yeah,
motivations. Willem Dafoe's in that bitch. Like fucking Ocean Master. Fucking I fuck with him. Like he
I
was
think I gave it a
his
solid seven because
yeah.
like
I probably
he
gave it
goes,
an eight.
Arthur goes on a character arc, and it's like it's pretty. It's a basic hero adventure, but
It's
like
a
it works.
it's a fun adventure movie to me. It's definitely a
Yeah,
fun
I mean,
adventure
Man of
movie.
Steel definitely and Batman v Superman are definitely like Man of Steel to me that's my Superman. That's what I
Okay.
grew up on.
Well,
But
yeah.
I mean, this generation has a new Superman because James Gunn released the first
Oh
picture
yeah.
of the new Superman, and people are you either love it or you hate it because I mean, to me, it's fine. Like it's like I don't know what to expect because it is like a nobody actor, which thank that's what I wanted. I didn't want like a list actor playing Superman.
What was the James Gunn Superman Legacy? Is that the
I think that's the adaptation they're taking is
no,
a
it's
super.
called Superman Legacy. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
it's
okay.
called
I know they're
literally.
yeah, Superman Legacy is what it's called. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay, cool, cool.
But I mean, for me, like the look is like he looks like Superman. Like I love like
He has the
they brought
fucking literally the
they
fucking curl
the
in the
curl they
hair.
brought that back, which to me
Yeah.
is like it's a small thing, but like I like it. And let me get this straight. I love Henry Cavill as Superman. I think they did him mad dirty. I will stand on business. They did my boy mad dirty because he left The Witcher
Yeah.
to do Superman because Dwayne The Rock Johnson's like, yo,
Well, no, that
well,
that whole Witcher thing, my guy, that's a drama on its own. The cast pretty much him and the crew and the writers went fought each other so much to a point where they kind of bullied him off the show and he left. It's that as it went bad because he was saying how bad the writers were butchering the original Witcher story, and they were fighting against them on a daily basis. He was saying, "Oh, the Witcher wouldn't say this. Can we rewrite this script? Rewrite that. Rewrite that." At that point, that's why they got rid of him.
yeah, which by
But
the way,
yeah,
Henry Cavill is a huge nerd. He loves The Witcher. Like he said it himself. He wants to play Geralt of Rivia long before he got
yeah.
casted. And so it's like, but I mean, now he's doing Warhammer, so it's like,
Oh,
you
he's
know,
talking about Warhammer. Everyone says he's doing Warhammer. What does that even mean? Because he said he was doing a
yeah.
Warhammer show, but it was literally just him explaining the lore on Netflix. So it's like, all right, I get it, I guess. I mean, if he
It
does
just
a
kind of sucks that
genuine
like,
if he does a genuine Warhammer show, I'm down to watch it. I fuck with Warhammer 40K. It's an amazing,
and I
expansive
think
universe.
Henry Cavill is a solid actor. I think that it sucks that they did him dirty. It sucks that I got excited to see Superman back because Superman kind of disappeared forever, and he finally got brought back in the end of Black Adam, and now it just doesn't matter. And so like
I'm gonna be.
it's
I mean, I guess to
whatever.
be 100%, I never really cared much for Henry Cavill's Superman. I don't think he ever really showed much of anything into me. At least he had the aesthetics. Like he
And I think
is
that's what it
the.
is.
It's, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's only that's. I think that's it. Like he has the aesthetic, but when it
But I
comes to
mean,
Superman, what is his character?
I
I mean, it
mean,
wasn't
compare it
that
to every
much.
other Superman though. That's a pretty big deal. Like the last two or three
Smallville,
Supermans were like built like fuck. You know what I mean?
Smallville.
Like he's jacked. Like I could see like that is Superman. Like he just I don't
You
know. He
got
just looked like Superman.
Smallville.
I mean, I don't know, dude.
You never watched
Like
Smallville? All right,
I did not watch Smallville.
there you go.
But yeah, I don't know the actor's name. I should probably get his name.
Have you
He
not been looking this
is.
up? It's uh,
Go ahead and say it. But
David
um,
something. I don't know what that
yeah,
last
his
name
last
is.
his last name's kind of wicked. Yeah, yeah. But you could see in the background the main villain's clearly Brainiac, which like it looks like that has to be Brainiac. Who else could that be in the background of the picture that was released?
I mean, that's the only villain that shoots pink and purple laser beams and shit. It's definitely Brainiac. Pretty sure I'm already. It's already confirmed that it's a Brainiac. Brainiac is gonna
Yeah,
be in
I
it.
mean,
So
what do you think of the suit? Because people are pretty like they either like it or it's kind of hard to tell. Like
I
it's just
hope it's better fitting because it does seem like it's too big for him. It doesn't feel like it should fit how a Superman outfit should fit. But other than that, it's I fuck with. I mean, it's decent. I don't know.
I fuck with the
It's
symbol. I fuck with
cool.
the
Yeah, the
symbol.
symbol's
Yeah.
from Kingdom Come, I think. The Kingdom Come Superman story. It's really dope. Very, but
I like that they kind of brought back
I
the
like the
like
outer
the
pants, the
yeah yeah
underwear.
yeah yeah yeah, yeah,
I
yeah. I
fuck
kind
with
of like that
underwear. I
because
fuck
to
with
me when I
underwear.
think of Superman I think of that. So it's like that's pretty cool. But yeah, tying back from Superman. Let's go back to Wolverine. They have a Wolverine game now.
Well,
It's
it's like
there's
leaks of Wolverine
leaks, but I
game.
mean it's pretty good leaks. Like shit's legit. Like this is the actual what the game's gonna look and play like. I mean, do you have any thoughts on that? Like a Wolverine video game,
Well,
like
considering is it Insomnia, the people that make
Insomniac? Yeah, the
the people that
Spider
make
Man.
Spider-Man game, I don't think it's gonna be good. I mean, quite frankly, I don't know. I like say what I don't know. Like say what you want, but I don't think. I think the Spider-Man games themselves are way too cartoony or arcade like when it comes to combat. What Wolverine's all combat, so what can they really do that's that interesting? Maybe a more all For Honor type of combat, but they're not gonna do that because they say it's gonna be stealth game as well. But Wolverine as a stealth character, what the fuck are they talking about? They didn't know what Wolverine is. Do they know
Yeah,
who fucking Logan is?
I'm
Like
not for
what?
nothing. Like I don't think the movies have ever really nailed Wolverine either. I mean,
Yeah, no,
I
no. I'll
think
say Logan in the movie. I mean, him raging. That's what Wolverine is. Him fucking with the
yeah,
shooting up the fucking green steroids in the movie.
yeah.
That's what Logan is. He's a rage. He's not a
Like
sneaky.
10 minutes of like
Yeah.
screen time. Like I don't feel like any of the movies have ever nailed the character of Wolverine. Like to me, like he's not even a main character. And I think that's what people who don't know X-Men don't really understand is like Wolverine isn't the main character of X-Men. He's kind of
No,
like
no, 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 no.
yeah, he's a
He's a side.
short, wild card character, but like he's cool. He is really cool. I mean, that's why he has all the movies. Like Wolverine as a character is kind of cool. But I mean, in the bigger story, he's not a huge player. I mean, he's a guy with claws.
Yeah.
Like you have people that can legit like levitate entire stadiums, and you have Charles who could like legit change the entire world by just by thinking too hard. You know what I mean? Like
Literally
it's
can give the entire world an aneurysm if you wanted
yeah, by
to.
having a seizure.
Yeah,
Like
it's
it's
kind of
yeah, like
crazy. But I mean, again,
it's
Wolverine. I don't know. Like, it would have to be a hack and slash type shit. Maybe like a God of War type shit for it to make sense. But like an open world espionage, sneaky, like Assassin's Creed, fucking sneak type system. I don't know. I don't think that really fits Logan's strategy or how he be doing his shit. But
yeah. I
Assassin's
guess we'll
Creed though, fucking
yeah.
hell,
Assassin's Creed. The trailer dropped since our last episode.
it did, it did.
I mean, it looks. Here's the thing. It's all cinematic. There is no gameplay.
Mm-mm.
It's a
Of course
cinematic
not.
trailer. Typical Ubisoft, makes the game look absolutely amazing. But there is something pretty cool, and that's they're bringing back obviously the two playable characters like they do in every fucking
Oh,
story.
it's funny. Ubisoft also has the same prices, same fucking tier system as Outlanders, Star Wars. Is it Outlander?
Yeah, same as for this game.
Yeah, 60, 110, 130, and then $17, $18 a month. Fucking wild. But
Something that
yeah.
is really cool though that they did do. I'm genuinely shocked that there's not a movie about this guy. They have a
Yasuke?
character here. Yeah, Yaska or something. Yasuke.
I think it's
He's
Yasuke, the black samurai.
That's a real person in history that
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah, he was like a
no.
slave. Yeah, then he ruled under a shogun and he became a samurai. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
That's like cool
Yeah.
as shit to me. I'm shocked
Now,
that no.
hey, don't say that too out loud. Them fucking warrior, them fucking all them crazy dudes talking about it's
So
what is it?
fucking dumb.
It's the propaganda. It's the left. It's the liberals doing this
It's
shit.
the forced diversity. Yeah,
It's
yeah.
forced
But like
diversity.
it's
A black guy and a lady.
yeah.
It's like, okay, whatever.
It's a real person in history. Like it's a
Literally
real guy.
Oh, it's not.
Like this.
It's not historically accurate. I don't believe this. It's like, all right, shut the fuck up.
It's
And
a
then,
real
yeah,
Tell me you don't know history. Tell me you don't know history. Like it's a real guy.
literally a real guy. And then people giving shit about the female shinobi, but like, of course there have been female shinobis. Have you seen that one rich Twitch streamer guy? I think his name's Ass Gold or Ass Among Us or whatever the fuck it is. The dude that gave the fucking house tour and he lives with like roaches, even though he's like a multi-million-dollar dude. You've ever seen him?
No, what about him though?
He's Aspen Gold, I think is what his name is. But he was dogging her. He was saying like, let's be real. In history, five guys versus her, she would lose every time. Okay, she has no chance. She is just a woman. That's just how it is. And then it's like, wow, it's just a video game. It's only game. It's only game.
It's only game. Why you have to be mad? It's just a video game.
It's only
It's
game.
like, dude, I don't know,
Just
man.
enjoy
Like,
shit. Jesus Christ. I
it's
mean,
the same thing with the same people that are ragging on the fucking the girl who's playing Juliet and the Romeo and Juliet play. It's the
oh my
same fucking.
god, yeah,
It's the
that
same
shit.
people that just have to make a big deal about fucking everything, bro. Like it can never just be like
A
watch
regular looking
something.
black girl just looking black. Ugh, what the hell?
Yeah,
It's fucking
it's like
crazy. Like
who
fucking
gives
stupid.
who gives
Yeah.
a fuck? That's my whole thing. It's like it's dumb to me. It looks it. I can't really say anything because there's nothing to go off because there's no gameplay.
No,
But like,
literally, even the screenshots are just cinematic screenshots.
and I can't trust Ubisoft on anything other than gameplay. And the last Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Oh, they didn't know my bad.
Mirage.
Mirage,
But that's
which is
like
supposed to be a
that was some
DLC.
It was. It was like Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
Miles Morales, yeah.
practically.
Supposed to be a DLC, turn full-fledged game. I mean, cool, I guess. I am genuinely shocked it took Assassin's Creed this long to end up in Japan. Like I have been asking for this since like Black Flag. After Black Flag, like, all right, let's go straight to Japan. Let's do this.
Yeah.
They went to London, they went to France, they went to fucking Egypt, they went to fucking,
Unfortunately, I got my kick out of Ghost of Tsushima. I don't know. I don't think this can be half. It's not gonna be half as good as Ghost of Tsushima. It's
I
not.
feel like that's not fair because any game set in Japan will always be compared to Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
And I feel like that's not.
that's a good standard to have. What?
It is a good standard to have, but I just feel like it's not like it doesn't mean it's gonna be bad. Like if it's not
It's
Ghost of Tsushima, it doesn't mean it's gonna be garbage. It's like
I'm gonna get it. I'm definitely like, and I've always been an Assassin. I want to get Assassin's Creed the logo tattoo on me. Like I have always been a fan ever since one. I played this like it's been one of my favorite game franchises.
I
Even
say
though
I'm a
I'll
fan,
say
but
it's been struggling in the past couple years. 100%. It's been
yeah,
bad. It's been bad.
I say I'm a fan. But my favorite Assassin's Creed is like the least Assassin's Creedy like game, and
Black
that's
Flag?
fucking Black Flag,
Yeah,
just
see,
a
I can already
pirate game.
tell, yeah.
So it's like I played 3, 4, and I played all of Unity, which is I feel like looking back is like low key underrated. And then
Oh
I
no, no,
played
everyone.
some-
Unity is one of my favorite Assassin's Creed worlds. Like one of
Yeah.
the worlds. It's one of the best fucking worlds. It's such
Low
a
key-
lively Paris. It's fucking phenomenal. The
low
parkour
key
still
underrated. Yeah, yeah.
Parkour's also one of the best in the franchise to this day.
Yeah, in Unity.
Yeah.
Syndicate, okay. I played like
Never
I
played
think
Syndicate. The
I
two
played a-
games I didn't play is Rogue and Syndicate are the only ones I didn't play.
I mean Rogue's a DLC pretty much. I mean that's one of the that was a strange year because they came out with 4. They came out with Unity, and Rogue at the same time.
But Rogue was only for PS3.
Which is just
Yeah.
I want you to hear what we just said.
Yeah.
PS3. That's how long ago this shit is. Like, you know what I mean? Like Unity
that's-
came out on PS4 and
yeah.
Rogue came out
Unity
and all
Unity was one of the PS4 launch dates, wasn't it? It was one of the launch games for the PS4. Was it not?
No, that was
Killzone.
that was Black Flag. That was Black
Black
Flag.
Flag, okay.
Black Flag was the Assassin's Creed that bridged the
Okay,
console
okay.
generations. Yeah, yeah. But to me, what's crazy is that the only benefit you get out of playing Rogue is like this. I thought that game was gonna be cool as fuck. I thought it was gonna be like a Templar. Assassin's Creed
Templars,
turned
yeah.
Templar
It,
that
wa-
kills assassins, but like
it was that. What do you mean?
I don't know. I think
Okay.
looking I looked back on it like the only payoff you get is that that's the guy that kills your father in Unity. That's
Yeah.
it. The guy who kills the father in Unity is the main character of Rogue. That's the only
Okay. I
payoff you
thought he
get by
kills
playing both
Idleward.
games. No. He kills your father character in Unity.
Oh yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. Yeah,
Yeah. I
I
think I
remember.
forget that Arno's the main character of Unity when he's like a little boy.
Yeah, and he
And
visits his
yeah.
dad. It's like, oh hey, what's up there, buddy? And he fucking
Yeah, what's
kills
up,
his
bro?
dad.
Stabs the fuck out of him. Yeah. But I mean, I think it's called Shadows, Assassin's Creed Shadows. It looks cool, but like I don't know. Assassin's Creed is very hit or miss now. I would say you are one of the people who actually love Origins. I didn't play Origins
Everyone hates Origins for some reason. Origins is the best one out of the new wave. Origins is the best one. Yeah,
because
I say
Origins kind
so.
of revamped their whole combat system
It's
with
made it. They made it Dark Soulsy. They made it very like the combat you actually have to think about. And then for some reason, Odyssey they made it arcadey, and then Valhalla, it's like okay, that's literally just an art. That's I don't like arcade. I don't know. I don't like third person open world arcadey video games. I don't know, and that's what Assassin's Creed kinda is nowadays. And I'm like, ugh,
I think Valhalla suffers from the problem of just being too long.
Valhalla.
Everyone
Yeah,
that ever says anything bad about Valhalla is that it's so long.
I sunk about 55 hours in, and then when I looked up the main story takes about 70 hours. I stopped. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm done.
And it's
I
like
was like
yeah, and it's
55
like
hours in. I was tired of the story. I was like, all right. Still
yeah,
had
it's
like
very
20 hours left. Get the fuck out of here.
I really hope like Ubisoft isn't using this character as like a marketing gimmick because like I could see that.
Who?
I hope but
Yasuke?
he is yeah, because he's based off of a real person, even though this is a fictional
My guy,
adaptation of
it's
his
two main
character.
characters. These are it's like Assassin's Creed Syndicate. They're two main characters to this game. It's him and the
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. They're like the twins.
Yeah, they're not
I
gonna
know.
they're gonna use him.
Yeah, I know. I just mean like I don't hope like I hope they do it justice because it is like a fictional retelling. It's like a fictional like version of him, but still, it's like I would love to see a real movie about this guy
I
because
would
like
love to bring my hopes up with Ubisoft, but again, it's Ubisoft, so I don't have any expectations to be honest. It's like I
kind of
don't know.
sucks, man.
I
It's like
would
it's
like to be
really
excited. I would like to be.
because like even like hype for video games to me isn't what it used to be. Like
It's not. You can't be.
I'm I even told you in the last podcast I was hyped for Senua Saga, but like I didn't even know that shit dropped. You had to tell me it dropped.
Yeah.
So it's like games aren't what they used to be, man. Like that's just the sad part. I mean, the only thing really I'm looking forward to now after now I have Senua is I mean video game wise it's not much because I mean this year I mean what was it? I'm not playing Call of Duty. Call of Duty burned that bridge with me. Modern Warfare 3 was the worst. Like I don't know what the fuck Activision thought doing that. Like they
I
were
mean,
like,
Call of
"Oh,
Duty's been dead for me for
every two
years.
years," and then Activision and they're like, "What the fuck? You gotta drop a game now!" And it's just like borderline DLC that I paid 70 fucking dollars for. Like it just no, dude. The Call of Duty isn't what it used to be. I mean, there's not really many games that I'm looking forward to this year, to be honest. Like I mean, besides this game that just dropped, Hellblade.
I'll say Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater. I think
Yeah, but
that's the
that's a
only that's a
remake.
game exactly a remake. Oh
It's a
wow.
remake, and like who even? It's not even Hideo Kojima doing it. So like, who even knows if they like do that
Yeah,
justice?
keep his goofiness in it because that's what
Yeah.
because there's a lot of shit that in that game is very goofy.
But something else I wanted to talk about that's also coming out is, listen, I don't know if it wasn't apparent to you folks watching, but I pride myself Berserk fan. I didn't know if it was obvious with the whole sword and the
Just a
thing
bit,
there.
just a wee bit.
But I mean, here's what I will say: you've been a Berserk fan for like how long? Like way longer than me.
Yeah, but
Like
even when it comes to like most Berserk fans in general, I have not been that long. I've always known of Berserk, but I only officially started reading it a couple years ago, and it's really good. Again, I'm a fan. Yeah, it's
I
phenomenal,
have, I think
phenomenal.
I have all the way up to volume 9 right now in terms of the books. So the books, okay, listen. In terms of anime, it's not really an anime. It's a manga.
Again, the best way for you to intake Berserk is to read it. I don't know. Again, that I will always stand by. That's the best way to do it. Just read the fucking
Which is
thing.
like many things.
Just
Always
read
the
it.
book is a lot better than the than the movies or
So
the
I mean,
books.
Berserk had like how many adaptations by now?
I think three,
Four,
three,
three?
three,
Yeah.
three. Yeah. I have the original 1997 on Blu-ray. I mean, I bought it. I think this thing like outsold like Oppenheimer and like other Blu-ray discs that were
Oh
going on
yeah,
sale
because
like
it's
by
like
a
yeah,
lot,
by a lot.
which just shows that like the fan base for Berserk is huge. It's still one. I think it still is the best-selling manga currently right now.
The
So
most
like, I think it is. I think it is. It's either
it's
that or
it's
One
it's
Piece.
One Piece. It's One
Well,
Piece.
it's up there.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's either that or One Piece. So like for me, I don't know. Like the story of Berserk is very. It's hard to. It's not really hard to explain, but it's a very graphic story, and it's a very like very like rated R slash NC slash 17 story. Like it's a crazy story.
It's a very intense, dark. The whatever fucked up themes you can think of, it's in this shit. It is very dark, very
Yeah,
twisted.
so of course a new studio has taken upon it, and but this is the thing that I'm excited for is Studio Eclipse is doing an adaptation. It's called Berserk: The Black Swordsman.
Yeah, the
Studio Eclipse is a fan group. Like it is fans of Berserk. So like for me, I'm kind of excited, but it's also like
are they? Is it gonna be like
no, it's legit. It's legit. It's not like a
legit?
fan.
You
It's
just
not
said
fan
fan
made.
made. You just said fan made. It's like, oh wait, fan made.
But it's a bunch of Berserk fans.
Okay.
The same way that what's a good example?
Is it like Patreon funded, or is it a genuine studio company doing it? Like, I'm confused. Do they actually have the rights to Berserk to do this? Is what I'm asking.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think so.
all right.
Yeah. It's been I mean Crunchyroll keeps talking about it,
Okay,
so
so
I
it's
mean
Crunchyroll's. Okay, okay.
it's gonna come out on Crunchyroll. Um Here's the thing, man. I love the story of Berserk, and I think that
Yeah, she's good, definitely.
I really want more people to get into it. I don't think it's ever possible for a studio on any platform to ever really do it justice because of how much shit you'd have to cut out. Because there's a lot of themes that like
You
are
can't.
not
That's the thing. What's the point of cutting? That's the thing. You can't cut out Berserk. You have to read it. You have to see it all for yourself. It's not something you can censor. In order to get the full story, you gotta see all the fucked up parts, but also all the beautiful parts at the same time. It is crazy the story and places this fucking thing takes you. It's I don't know.
I think Guts and Griffith, like the arc that those two go on, Guts, Griffith, Casca. I think Griffith, if you've ever heard of Griffith, there's something else tied to Griffith as well. So it's like
No, don't get me wrong. Griffith is dope and all, but like after a certain point, he's not even a character anymore. Like
exactly,
so
he's more of a
that's
force of nature. Yeah, exactly.
but
So
that's
like
like Guts is just like for me. It's like it's so good the switch. But that's also one gripe I have is like every adaptation literally covers the same point of the story, which I understand why they have to do it. But it's like it gets to a point where we're just seeing the same origin over and over, just animated differently. And I just hope they can do it. I don't know. It seems like they're gonna be doing the origin anyway, so I don't know. We'll see.
is right here that I mean, unfortunately, the writer of Berserk passed away, but
Yep.
thankfully he left something behind for like I think his best friend, the artist, his
No, no,
best
no, no, no,
friend.
no, yeah, no, no. He's finished the story already. It's just
Yeah,
that
yeah,
him,
yeah.
yeah, they
Which to me
still
is
making it.
like that. I would have stopped reading it right there if like it wasn't ever gonna get finished. It's like the Game of Thrones effect. Like you're really nervous that like he's
Exactly.
just George R. R. Martin's just gonna fucking fall over dead because he's not exactly in the best physical condition.
George R. R.
But
Martin has that man is not gonna write any more He's not gonna write any more books. He's done with
bro,
Game of
don't tell
Thrones.
me that, bro. Don't tell me that. We have to know how it fucking ends. The show ruined it. The show's ass.
We'll get a memoir or some shit like 10 years after he's dead.
Man, that's not it, bro. That's not it. It says right here, yeah, Studio Eclipse is a group of diehard fans. Da, 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 da. Yeah, but I don't know. But it keeps popping up on Crunchyroll, so like, I don't know, dude. We'll just have to see when it comes out. Because from the trailer, it looks pretty cool. I like that they're going into like the weird shit with Berserk. Like Berserk has a lot of weird shit that I don't feel like any anime is adapted. Because
Yeah,
there was the those movies. There's a trilogy of movies that came out that covered the Golden Age. But what people fail to understand about Berserk is it's a lot more than just the Golden Age. That's like 2, 3 books, and then after that, it's everything else.
Yeah.
So, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, like I'm a Berserk fan, so hopefully that lives up to the hype that I could put it on because I mean, it's like in a perfect world, I'd like to see the shit I like get adapted to like shows and movies. Like it would suck for me if
I
like
don't know. Sometimes one thing is enough for me. I don't know. I'm not. I think that's just greed. In that at that point, it's the manga is the perfect way of
it's the way it
taking
was
it.
meant to be interpreted by the
Exactly.
writer and the artist. So it's like, yeah, I get that.
But don't get me wrong. I'm not saying manga supreme all the time. Like certain animes, I will say are better than the manga, like Jujutsu Kaisen or fucking Demon Slayer. It's definitely the animes you should definitely watch over reading the manga.
And it's something that like I would always I just feel like animes are a lot easier to like hook people into. Like, you know,
Yeah.
I would like for more people to know the story of Berserk without saying, "Hey, you got to read these 12, 13 giant books to like enjoy it." But like, I don't know,
But
who
I don't
cares?
know. I like that exclusivity of it. Like you need to read it in order to get it. Like I don't know what's wrong
Yeah,
with
I
that.
mean, God forbid you have to read now. That's kind of like,
Exactly.
yeah. Speaking of reading, I've acquired some books recently.
Books.
Yeah, I got the I Am Legend, the original book, I Am Legend,
Yeah.
and some other stories. I got fuck, what's it called? Heart of Darkness, which is like
I haven't
what
heard about
spec.
that one before.
So that's the one that Spec Ops: The
It's
Line was based off of. Spec Ops: The
okay.
Line, if you don't know, is one of the most like a game like that can never get made now, which sucks.
Yeah.
Like a narrative like Spec Ops: The Line could never be done now, which sucks. It got taken off of. Didn't it get taken off of Steam or some shit like that?
Some shit like that. It was crazy. Like you cannot own a digital copy of it anymore. Some shit.
Which is kind of crazy because like there's been games about like people that are like a mass murderer. Like wasn't there a game that like a guy was like a
Hatred or
school
something.
shooter and
Hatred.
just goes and shoots fucking hatred? Yeah, like to me censorship is the dumbest shit in video games. Like who gives a fuck? Like even if the game is hatred, is a guy in a trench coat shooting people, like gaming is like it sucks. It's an art. So it's like any art can be interpreted in any way. For me to censor and the themes of Spec Ops: The Line, don't get me wrong, are pretty out there and they're pretty wicked. But it's not like I don't know. I've seen worse. Like I don't. Is that
Huh.
fucked up to say? Like I've seen worse in video
Yeah,
games.
I've never played Spec Ops, so I don't know. I guess.
The choices and the themes of it are definitely very. I mean, the game itself is not fun. The game itself is like a very basic, by the numbers, third person, pop up cover based shooter. But the story is very like, it's very dark and
Hmm.
dreadful, and it's very like hopeless. To be honest, like you never feel like you're really progressing at all. It's something that I don't think a movie has, or not. I don't think a movie has really done it that well. I don't think a game has done it that well in terms of showing how war can sometimes just be like not about the fight on the field, but also the fight in your head. I mean, some movies have done a good job of that, but I'm just saying, like, as someone who's like,
Hmm.
obviously, I've never fucking been to war,
That's
but
what I'm
like,
saying.
I'm
Like
just
we can
saying,
talk about
but,
you've been to war
but,
before.
but it is something that is cool to interpret and is cool to see in a video game format. The main character, I mean, Heart of Darkness is a way different story, but it's no coincidence that the main characters go on very similar arcs as in this game. Um, but yeah, obviously Spec Ops: The Line, the white phosphorus scene. If you have the heart, look it up. That's the most graphic scene in the entire game. Is the white phosphorus scene. I would say outside of that, it's not really like that bad.
Hmm.
That is by far the worst scene in the game. And to me, like maybe it's the shitty graphics that kind of dumb it down for me. Like if it
It's
was like super detailed,
probably the
I
shitty
could it could fuck me up
graphics.
more. But like fucking PS3 graphics, like I don't know. To me, it just sucks that Steam took it down because why? Like it kind of just shows like it's 2024. That game came out in, like what 2012. Like who gives a fuck?
Damn, old ass game.
Yeah, I mean 12 years is like I don't know. Seems kind of whack to me. But video games and that kind of shit. I want to talk about this right here. What do you think about do you remember Vitaly, the guy who did all those pranks on YouTube, the Russian guy?
Yeah, Fucking terror. The briefcase dude. He walked up with a Russian accent, and dropped the briefcase off, and made people think it's a fucking bomb.
He did the Florida zombie prank that was huge at the time because of the incident in Miami.
He also
That
streaking shit. He kept streaking at soccer, football games and
Yeah,
shit like
he did
that.
like this weird thing for a while on like his OnlyFans where like he would do like pranks with like naked women and shit.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I don't.
He
It was
showed up in
fucking
a
weird.
porno once, said he couldn't get hard. That's also another time. It's kind of crazy. It's like
That
one
was
of those.
like that.
It
I think
was like
that
a bang bus one.
Yeah, it's so fucking weird, dude.
Yeah, that shit
But
was.
now he's onto I think he's turned a new leaf. Now he's doing God's work, I guess, because now he's just hunting down child predators and doing the most insane shit to them when he catches them, bro.
I think, yeah, I see some clips of that. That shit is fucking wild. They have one dude that made him think it was a prank, and then they made him start dancing around just to break it to him like it
Like
wasn't a prank. Shit was
like
crazy.
it's kind of like I don't want to say too much because these people are monsters. Like it's fucking disgusting. Like people are like actively going to meet out with underage girls and shit. Like that's disgusting. Or underage boys. It's disgusting. I mean,
Yeah, so
there's
I don't feel no sense of fucking sorry.
no,
I
but
don't
it
feel
is
no
kind of
sense.
crazy when like Vitaly thought he was gonna go to jail because they caught some old man and an angry mob formed and
Yeah.
legit knocked the fucking guy out, which is like crazy because apparently Vitaly said he was liable for that and he was worried about going to jail over it.
I mean, him and
And
Aiden Ross got arrested for some
yeah,
shit. Yeah, so it's
yeah.
like,
I mean, they fucking an angry mob formed. They knocked the guy out and threw him into the bushes. And like, it was an old guy. Like the video, like that guy's like pushing 70. So like
yeah.
somebody came up and rocked his shit, and then just threw him into the bushes, which is like that's what he deserves. But like, it sucks that like fucking Vitaly has to be liable for that. There's one where little it's little pump is like rapping to the guy. Have you seen that one?
I haven't seen any of these videos. I'm trying to look for them right now. I can't find them. He's a
There's
little
some
punk.
where fucking Bobby Shmurda's in one
Bobby
where he's
Shmurda is.
Bobby Shmurda shows up in one and he's like, "Yo, I want to fuck this guy up," and he's like, "No, I have a flashbang. We're gonna flashbang him." He's like, "Let me flashbang him."
What?
I can't make this shit up. They're doing flashbangs at child predators. It's kind of crazy. Like to
What
me,
are they gonna do? Call the cops? How
yeah, what are we gonna do? Call the cop? Like, it's like shit. They deserve it, but it's like holy fuck. Like I don't know. It's really it's something unique. Like I've never seen a show where dedicated to, I mean obviously we've seen Chris Hansen like catching child predators, but like to
Yeah.
like legit haze them and fuck them up and then obviously we've seen the things on YouTube with like the people who caught EDP like EDP
Yeah,
what's it
those
445 like
dudes. Yeah.
we've seen those kind of shits but like I don't know this is some next level like he's got celebrities involved in this shit. He had Bradley Martin in one fucking video
He
like
needs to get
fucking the guy
fucking.
up
He
like
needs to get Fousey Tube in one of those videos. That's what he needs to do. Get a little
Yo,
fucking
Fousey
wild
Tube
card.
Fousey Tube is like that guy's fucking off the wall insane, bro.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's a gun in my head right now. There's a gun in my head right now. Like I feel so bad for that man. I really do. I think
Definitely.
that to me, and we kind of saw it with Kanye West is like people genuinely love seeing a train wreck.
Yeah.
And that's something I never really thought about because I'll be honest. I was one of the people that were like not clowning, but like I definitely was poking fun at the crazy shit Kanye West was doing. But it is kind of sad that like America does really love watching people have full mental breakdowns. And it's like somebody who's like gone through that shit personally, like damn, I would suck if like a camera was in my face while I was
I mean,
doing that shit. Like
it's always a spectacle. People love a spectacle, no matter what it is. It's an entertainment, you know.
yeah, but I mean, it's like the same thing with like the whole fucking Drake and Kendrick beef. Like took over the internet for months. Like it's all just like I don't know. I can't even tell how much of it is fabricated and how much of it is real. That's the thing with famous people. You don't really know like how much is real and how much is like artificial.
Nah, I feel like Kendrick had a point with Drake. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I feel like he was cooking a bit with that
You a
one.
pervert. I never slept with Millie Bobby Brown. I ain't say no names. It's
like,
like
you cannot write that shit up. You cannot make it up yourself. That
man,
shit is
all I know
crazy.
is there's an interview. You could look it up. Millie Bobby Brown's like, I love Drake. We text all the time, and she's like 16 years old. It's like, yo,
Yeah, yeah. He
what?
gives me advice about boys like all the time. He
What
literally.
you guys say in the DMs? I can't say that. Can't say that. That's secret. It's
That's
like, yo,
secret.
what the? Oh, we should have known right there. We should have known. We should have known right there, bro. This
But
guy's
we
music.
did though. I didn't fuck with Drake for years before this. Kendrick just finally put in the words that you find like, ooh, that's what he's yeah, exactly like that. It was pretty good.
Man said, "I hate you," like 7 times in one bar.
And he
He
wants
said, "I
him to
hate the way that you
die.
talk. I hate this. I hate that. I hate like damn. Like that shit's like he cooked his ass. I mean, some of the memes that have been made out of this is like insane.
Oh yeah,
Like
definitely.
Drake thinking he can keep up with Kendrick Lamar is like the wildest shit ever. Like we don't really talk much about music on this, even though like you and I both fancy ourselves.
Talk much
I
about
really
music. It's only the second episode. What do you mean?
yeah, that is fair. I mean, I am somebody who like genuinely like cannot leave my house without headphones. I
Oh
don't think
yeah.
I can't do anything without headphones. I can't work out without headphones. I can't shop at the grocery store without headphones. Like I genuinely do love music. So like, it's not for nothing. Like beefs and shit like that is when like people's best material comes out because I
You think
mean,
so? I don't think so.
I would say that a lot of artists they something different comes out of them when it comes to like this kind of shit. Like I'm
That's
listen, let me objectify myself by saying I'm not really into rap as much as other people are. My favorite rapper is Eminem. So like that should tell you everything you need to know right there. Like old
oh
Eminem is like
brother.
I can't even like say I can't even
Oh
deny
hell
it.
no.
Every fucking year this guy ends up in my top 5 most listened to. I can't even like hide it. It's just something that happens. So like I fancy myself an Eminem fan. So
That's an
like
awfully hot coffee pot.
whenever he's beefing, that's when he makes his best shit. I'm just saying, that's when he was beefing back in the day. That's when he made his best shit. So I don't know, like, maybe hot take, but I think drama's good for music.
No, it is.
I
No,
think
definitely. Yeah.
yeah, drama and shit. It's good for music, man. I mean, drama is mostly what fuels YouTube now. The shit with Vitali and all that shit. I mean, fuck, there was something recently that just happened.
What?
Man, I'm blanking so hard right now. But I don't know, something with a YouTuber on that's very vague, I'm sorry.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah. YouTubers
yeah,
like
something with a
it's like
YouTuber, yeah, yeah.
touching a kid. What is it? Because that, I mean that happens like twice or three times a week now. So
Isn't
I
that
won't be
disgusting now?
surprised.
Somebody legit said that like somebody made a meme where it was like, damn, 14-year-old me really thought I had a shot with these people. Little did I know I actually did.
Yeah.
Like that's so fucking disgusting, but it's so funny, but it's so fucked up at the same time. Like why are so many YouTubers coming out as like child predators and shit? And like, what the? Did they just not like? Can people stop fucking with kids? Like, I don't.
No, that's the thing. Like I'm trying to think of the psychology. Like why? It's like, is it really? Did they become child predators because they're surrounded by kids all the time, or were they child predators
So
beforehand
just
and they became
nasty.
YouTubers so they could get to the kids?
I'm trying to
You
think
know,
whose downfall came. I know a lot of Minecraft YouTubers.
most Minecraft YouTubers are gone because of that shit.
All of the like the competitive Smash Bros, like the Smash Bros players, didn't like a huge thing come out a while ago?
That was like
Like all,
years ago. It's like the
yeah,
top,
but
like
I
the
mean,
top 10 were all pretty much admitted that they were like fucking
that's
minors.
so disgusting. Though. Like,
Yeah,
why is that like a thing? Like, why is that like a thing? And people that are like, I don't know if Shane Dawson got popped for that, but I know like obviously the thing with his cat is
you should
disgusting.
have.
Yeah, he should have. But like, it's just wild to me that a lot of YouTubers get caught in this like, yo, PSA, leave the kids alone. I don't know what's is that so hard?
Or
Like,
like
is that really
fucking
hard?
like
Like,
even EDP, like literally, it's like
had he
fucking
like 3 times
crazy.
he got caught.
Yeah,
Like three, even after the big scandal where it pretty much ruined his entire career, he got caught again trying to do it. It's just like it's just some form of mental illness, bro. I don't know what it has to be. That's what it
it's
has to be.
definitely
It's got to be.
something.
It's
It
got to be
is.
some form of just like mental illness, because it ain't just like just what you like. Even though, oh, I think it was. That's what Shane. He was trying to justify it. He was trying to say like, oh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
liking kids is normal if somebody thinks it is, and it's
Him
just
and his
like
mom were on Omegle telling kids, asking them how old they were, and then when once at 13, they were trying to have her shake her ass for them. Like it's like he's been always on that same weird shit. He was a guest on a some weird ass map fucking podcast where he was pretty much saying it's justified somehow, some way.
yeah, if you
How
like
it kind of
naked
makes
babies,
sense. You know how kids could somehow, in a weird way, consent or some shit. I don't know. It's fucking weird. Yeah, it's
yeah. That's just, I mean, that's the state of YouTube right now. I mean, most of my YouTube is just straight up fitness. Like, I don't. That's all.
That's
That's all my
funny.
YouTube is right now. It's fitness and cooking. That's literally it. I don't keep up with any of this. Like the only thing I can keep up right now is like the shit I like. Like
Fitness. That's funny as fuck.
that's all the YouTube. Sam Sulek. That's all I get fed every fucking day now. It's Sam Sulek and other fitness YouTubers. But I
Sam
mean,
Sulek is that one buff ass vlogger dude, right? It's
he's
like
hard to. I think I've never seen a channel grow as fast as his has. I mean, he forget fitness in general. I think people just like his calm demeanor. That he's just really nice and really
yeah.
like just chill. I think that goes along. I mean, his videos are very bare bones, but it's like it doesn't matter. It's kind of the same thing with that one New Zealand guy who just like does wood
One New
carvings.
Zealand. Oh yeah,
The Twitch streamer. I mean, he went
oh, you don't have to
viral
give me
for
that $5. How do you give it
yeah.
back? Yeah, that
But you give
guy.
me yeah, like that guy went viral for not wanting subs. So it's like it just shows that like nice people they just get rewarded and like I don't know. I
As they
mean,
should.
yeah, YouTube is mostly a cesspool of just a bunch of weird like shit behind the scenes that comes out after the fact. I mean, I'm not one people to like go down the rabbit hole just because like I guess ignorance is bliss. I'd rather just not know that my favorite childhood fucking YouTuber was
Yeah.
actually a fucking child predator. Like that kind of fucks me up a little bit. Like damn.
Out of sight, out of mind type shit, I
Yeah, I mean
guess.
that sucks, but like I mean I love Drake and Josh, and now it comes out that Drake Bell is getting sexually assaulted like damn near every episode. That's like I can't watch Drake and Josh anymore. That fucking sucks. That's disgusting. That's like terrible that the parents let that happen to him.
Yo, I fucking that. What's it called? Whatever the fuck that documentary.
Behind the curtain or some shit
Yeah,
or
shit
something
was
like that. Behind the
crazy,
camera.
bro. Jeanette McCurdy talk about fucking her memoir to her mom. I'm glad my mom's dead. Her fucking mom's
Uh,
ashes. The book.
yeah. Yeah, I'm glad my mom's dead or some shit. I was like, what the fuck? I mean, if not for nothing, the only good thing that came out of that is Jerry Springer, kind of a cool guy. I mean, that if not for nothing, like
Jerry
the,
Springer.
Jerry Springer's the guy who plays the brother in iCarly.
Oh, I thought you were
Spencer.
talking about Jerry Springer as in the fucking what you call
Oh
it?
shit, Jerry Trainer. I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Jerry Trainer. Yeah, not Springer. Jerry Trainer, who plays the brother in iCarly. Like that's the only thing that ever came out of that that was like, damn, he's a goofy, wacky guy in the show, and he's actually like a really cool guy. Because like the last time I ever heard of Jerry Trainer was
That's the
some
thing though.
girl.
Where has he disappeared to? Like literally after Nickelodeon, he's done nothing else. Like, damn, they blacklisted his ass probably.
Well, what's crazy is he had some. He was a producer with the iCarly remake that came out.
Oh,
That
okay,
didn't
that's good at
that
least.
like failed
Yeah,
miserably.
shit
But
tanked after like second season, I think.
yeah, after the documentary though, he cut ties all with Nickelodeon. He's like, yeah,
Okay.
I'm done. And it sucks because like the last thing I ever heard of him was like he was on some girl's Tinder, which is kind of crazy, like celebrities on
Oh
Tinder and shit.
yeah, I saw that. Yeah, that shit was
But
years
yeah, he's
ago.
actually like a really nice guy. Like you see in all these clips, like he's low key like defending the kids in like really goofy ways that doesn't get him fired. But like
In
it's
subtle
just
ways, yeah.
yeah, very subtle ways. But you can clearly tell like he's trying to protect the kids from Dan Schneider, who's like
Ugh, that feet, fucking the master of feet.
we're going back and looking at old Nickelodeon shows, like how
All
much
those
feet
feet
is in it.
pics, yeah, all those.
It's disgusting.
Even as a kid, I was like, why is there so much feet shots?
That's
This
so
feet, this feet
weird,
there,
bro. Like
feet. Like, goddamn.
that's so fucking weird, bro. Like I watched Zoe 101 on Netflix, and again, just feet everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, Dan Schneider? Like, why is there like it's this?
iCarly with Gibby always with his shirt off, jiggling himself, like doing like old like weird shit. Like, yo, what the fuck?
It does kind of suck as a kid. You don't think anything of it.
No,
in the
not at
sense
all. I
of like,
thought it was just goofy shit as a kid.
but as you grow up, you're like, that's not cool. That's a kid.
That's
Like,
weird.
that's disgusting.
That's also some fetish shit type shit. Like, what the hell?
I mean, if not for nothing, like like Quentin Tarantino definitely has a foot fetish. I mean,
Oh, he at this point he just plays along with it. Like
he's self-aware of it. Yeah. I mean, in
self-aware of
fucking
it.
in
Once upon a time in
once
Hollywood.
it's just straight up Margot Robbie's feet for like
But even the other girl in the car with Brad Pitt, the cult girl,
Yeah.
feet shot, feet
yeah.
shot.
It's like, dude,
Margot Robbie's
what
with
the
some dirty feet too. Ugh, that was
but like Dan Snyder probably wanted. I mean, not Dan Snyder, same shit.
Quentin, yeah.
Quentin Tarantino probably wanted that.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
I don't know,
100%.
man. Isn't it? He's only doing one more movie and that's it.
Apparently, even though I don't believe that. Like, I mean, look at fucking Martin Scorsese. That man is how what in his 90s, and he's now.
He's been making movies since the 80s.
My God, he's making another one. Like, he's just did Flowers of the Sacred Moon. Now he's working on another one. So, is Quentin gonna do it? I don't know.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, I believe when I see it. I doubt it's gonna be his last
He's
movie. I
produced
doubt it.
some really really good films. I mean, I hate to like. He is very pretentious. I don't agree with all of his worldviews. I don't agree with like half the shit he really says outside of the
Yeah,
camera. But
he's a cocky fuck.
it's hard to deny that. Like, I mean, dude has a talent for writing. I mean, I'm actually one of the people who doesn't like Pulp Fiction as much as other people do. That's like his like.
It's good, but to say that it's his best work is crazy to me. Most people say
Everyone says his
it's
best
best
work.
work. It's not his best work, but no, it's not.
And here's the
No.
thing, right? And it's like when people are like talking about directors and their best work, I kind of call cap. I'm like,
What?
oh, it's Pulp Fiction. I'm like, cap,
Yeah,
cap.
Cap.
Like that's that to me. It's a very like I don't want to say NPC because it is a good movie, but like I just feel like it's a very NPC answer. Like it's a safe answer. It's a very safe answer.
What's yours?
Like,
What's yours?
Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, give me. No, let's give me your top 3 Quentin Tarantino movies.
All right, top 3 in no particular order because it's really hard to tell. I would say Reservoir Dogs.
Reservoir
Definitely.
Dogs.
His first one, which to me is like, you know, that movie had like no budget and just straight dialogue. Carried that whole movie. The opening scene is like 10 minutes long in one shot, and it's just Steve Buscemi acting his fucking ass off.
That's true. That's true.
About not tipping and stuff. Like, oh, I don't tip, this and that, this and that. Like, it's just straight dialogue. Obviously, you got to put Django in there. One of the, not just best Quentin, one of the best Western films.
Oh, I fucking love that movie. Oh, so fucking good.
It's so good. I mean, again, bro, it's like Quentin's so fucking crazy, bro. It's just like he's a fucking slave, all right? He's not cool. You're coming here with the fucking Louis bag
like, with your Range Rover.
Yeah, like he's a fucking slave. Like you're not cool, Jamie. Like it works. I mean, shit. Django's not really much of a character, but he goes on an arc and becomes a badass by the end of the film. And The Hateful Eight. I mean, what am I? I'm a sucker for westerns. I love Red Dead Redemption. That's one of my favorite games of all time. Like.
We have a
I'm
close list. We have a close list. I would say I have my order. The third best to me is The Hateful Eight. I still need to watch the hour extended editions.
It's worth it.
Yeah.
I would say that maybe 10 minutes are just filler, but besides that, everything kind of fits. I even forgot. I couldn't even remember what was in the film and what was the part of the extended edition. That's how good it is.
Well, my second one is Django Unchained, and then my third one is Kill Bill. I view Kill Bill as Volume 1 and 2 as one movie. So that's for me.
It's one complete story.
It's one movie. So Kill Bill for me is, I think, Tarantino's best work. It is fucking phenomenal. It is. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's so funny because I've only seen. What's the one? I think I've only seen the first one. All my memories of Kill Bill is the first one. What's the one where she wears the yellow black suit?
First one.
That's the first one. The one where she's in the dojo with the sword and shit. First one? Damn.
That is crazy. So you've
what
never
about
even seen
the girl with one eye? Is that the first one? Again, I know you view them as one movie, so it's kind of hard.
I can't really.
Every
time I watch it, I literally watch it in one sitting. So I don't remember. I don't think. I think
one thing that's cool though about Kill Bill is that Quentin Tarantino was originally going to make it one film, and then realized it's too long of a story. Then he did the right thing and split it up into 2 films.
Yeah,
which is like what I feel like most movies don't do. I feel like most movies just like
should split. I feel like movies nowadays split everything up. What do you mean? Every movie has a part 2 to it.
I would say some movies unnecessarily do it though. Some movies deserve a part 2, and some movies just like I know Dune 1 and part 2 is necessary.
That makes sense
to tell that story. But I mean my thing is like, and I'm only using this as an example because my family was literally just watching it last week. Like the Hunger Games. Like those are really
small. Part 1 and 2, yeah, made no sense.
That's a very small book. Like I don't think you need to really make a part 1 and part 2 off of it. You know, I mean, Harry Potter obviously Deathly Hallows part 1, part 2. I mean, again, like there's so much shit we've yet to dive in on the channel. But I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. Like that's my childhood growing up as Harry Potter. You know, and just let us know if you want to hear more shit about movies because I mean I'm so down to do like top 5 lists of like directors' best work and like shit like that.
I could talk about movies and films all day. That's my passion right there.
I mean, my thing is like been, I'm not as much of a moviegoer now. That's definitely your thing. Like I wish I could go to more movies now, but it's like I either never have the time or like I get super narcoleptic and I fall asleep, which is like maybe I'm getting old. I don't.
Your house.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. Like, the last movie I think I watched in theaters was And it sucks that we don't have the podcast talk about it, but like Dungeons and Dragons, like that shit was amazing. That movie's probably never gonna get a fucking sequel.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna get a sequel.
If you're a huge D&D fan, watch that movie. That movie's
Great
really good.
movie, yeah.
It's a really good movie.
I've been meaning to rewatch it. Might do like a watch along night or some shit, a reaction night, do something with that. But
Yeah,
definitely,
I'd love to do a watch along with some of these movies because like, here's the thing, right? Like I remember once, like I'm a huge Western fan, right? And it's like it's so cool to see like some of actors like low key works because with actors you always get like their big roles. But to me, like I love diving deep into like their catalog and seeing like some of their weird shit that you've never probably heard of.
yeah.
Like when I watched 310 to Yuma and I saw it was Christian Bale and what's his fucking name? Oh my god, I'm blanking so hard right now. It's Christian Bale and Russell Crowe, I
Yeah,
think is his
Russell
name.
Crowe.
Just going back and like watching that, like this is a stacked fucking cast, and like you go back and you're like, damn, this is actually like a really good movie, and like it might be Russell Crowe's like one of his best performances, and I guarantee you, nobody's heard of that film. Like nobody's watched it.
Yeah,
Came
definitely
out
not.
came out in '07. Same thing with Brad Pitt with Assassination of Jesse James. I guarantee you, when people think of Brad Pitt, they think of Fight Club, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like they think of those movies. They don't think of fucking the Assassination of Jesse James.
Yeah,
Like, which is another low key movie that like I would like for us to watch together and maybe watch it on here. That's a bit of a slower movie, but still like that is like a very underrated film in his catalog. Same thing with Johnny. Johnny Depp has so many movies. I mean, Johnny Depp is like
that man
to
has
give you
all the
guys like
fucking
a
movies. That man
to
has
give you guys a
everything.
taste for like I think you and I both agree like Johnny Depp's like one of if not our favorite actor.
Yeah, 100%. He has
I
one
mean,
of the
times have
fucking
changed.
greatest fictional characters ever made.
Yeah, I mean it does kind of suck with
Jack Sparrow.
yeah, Jack Sparrow and Johnny Depp in general is that you can kind of see like with Johnny Depp like the pre Amber Heard, post Amber Heard in his movies, and it kind of sucks because like I love Johnny Depp. I mean I grew up on Pirates of the Caribbean, I grew up on all that kind of shit.
Oh yeah,
But real quick to wrap this whole thing up, Pirates of the Caribbean, they're adaptating finally just moving on from Johnny Depp, even though it's so funny how Disney works in mysterious ways because they pretty much said like, "Oh, Amber Heard said this about you. Yeah, you're fired. We don't need to look into this anymore. Seems like it's all solved." Fired his ass from everything,
yeah.
and then the case happens. The actually goes to court,
It's
and they finally
broadcast
say,
everywhere.
"Yeah," and they finally say, "Yeah, you know what? I think Amber Heard's a crazy bitch. I don't think you're guilty of any of this shit, Johnny Depp." And so Disney's like, "Hey, yo, Johnny, remember that time we fired you? Yeah, you can come back now." And Johnny Depp's like, "I'm good."
Yeah,
And they're
he's
like,
good.
what about $400 million or whatever?" He's like, "I'm good." Like, I like, no, I'm done. I'm never
Yeah,
working for you guys ever again.
yeah. I
And
mean,
it's like,
understandable. I don't blame them. Again,
yeah.
Jack Sparrow's already kind of butchered in the last two movies, so it's like
Oh
just
yeah.
leave it
It's
as
just like,
is.
why even
Just
do it anymore?
keep it to the first three, and that's it. You're good. That's
But
it.
it is kind of funny because they are continuing the universe with a actual real pirate that existed, Anne Bonny, and this kind of ties into the whole thing with the Romeo and Juliet casting, and it's like
Okay.
it's played by a black actress, and Anne Bonny is a known white woman with ginger hair, but to me it's like it's gotten to a point now where I just wish people would look at as more as like actors, like who can act and who the fuck can't act,
I
because like
mean,
that's the thing, right? Is like it bothers me so much that people can't separate like act. It's the same thing with like what people said. Oh, a black James Bond. It's like, yeah, it works if you get a good actor. Like
I
you,
guess.
even though what's his face got, it's not confirmed, but I mean they've approached him about it. Aaron Taylor Johnson about being cast as James Bond.
Yeah, he's gonna be the next James Bond,
I
most
mean, it's
likely.
pretty much confirmed. Even though it sucks because like I thought you had a really good casting.
Yeah, the guy from Snowfall. I forgot his name though. Fuck
But
was.
nobody talked about that guy.
Yeah.
And like as somebody who recently just started getting into Snowfall, that guy can fucking act, bro. If you have not watched Snowfall, Franklin from Snowfall is actually like a really well written character. Franklin Saint, bro, is like man, like his name was Damson
Idris. Yeah, Damson
Idris.
Idris. Yeah, Idris.
He's actually British, surprisingly, even though I couldn't tell watching that show that he's British. But
It's
like,
British 32. I mean, yeah, he had the age. He has the correct age, and I feel like, yeah, like, for
man,
me,
his acting is
yeah,
so
he's
fucking
still
good,
James
bro.
Bond that I wanted personally. But
Yeah, everyone
Aaron
was saying
Taylor
Idris.
Johnson makes sense. I would also say he
I
makes
mean, I feel
sense.
like Bullet Train pretty much got him that role. I feel like
Yeah, pretty much.
if you watch Bullet Train, that's pretty much what I assume is James Bond's gonna be like. I mean, British, witty, like cool, like I mean,
Bullet
I actually like
Train.
Bullet Train.
Oh yeah,
The last,
it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie.
yeah, I think he was really good in it. And I would be shocked to think that that's not the role that MGM approached him as like, yeah, we liked what you did in this movie. Can you do that for our film?
I know the same director, David something. Lynch did the Fall Guy that came out this year. I've been
Really,
meaning
that's
to
the guy.
watch that. Yeah, it's the same director.
Yeah, you're right. It is the same. I mean, Fall Guy, from what I've seen, that's the Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling film, right?
Yeah, about the stuntman having to like rescue the movie star. It's kind
Yeah,
of
right.
goofy looking, but
I don't know. Ryan Gosling's pretty. Is a pretty funny actor.
he
I
is
kind of like
funny.
his. I like his comedy movies. I mean, you said he carried Barbie for you.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
you haven't even seen Barbie yet. See, you need to watch Barbie. It's really
I've
good.
seen clips of him in Barbie. And he's
He's
fucking hilarious.
yeah, for me, he's my favorite character in Barbie. That man really fucking carried that shit. I mean, the whole Ken shit, even through the Oscars, his performance with "I'm Just Ken," like it's transcended. Like that, that shit is funny.
We recently watched his movie with Russell Crowe, The Nice Guys,
Oh yeah, the Nice
and like
Guys was really good. Yeah.
he's fucking hilarious in that movie too. I don't know. I guess Fall Guy. I'll watch that shit. I mean,
But let's wrap
yeah,
it right here for now.
yeah, I think so.
If
Yeah, I
you
mean,
guys made it this far, appreciate it. Thanks you guys for listening to the next one, and we'll
yeah.
catch you guys on this. Jesus Christ, we'll catch you guys on the next one later.